Madam Speaker and members of the Assembly, this month, March, the month of March, has been designated as Women's History Month. To all of my female colleagues, I say thank you for your amazing contribution to Virginia and every community that's represented. We help to make the difference. But I also want to talk about, at this time, about the role, as I talk about the role of women in society, I want to particularly focus on African American women. The civil rights activist Angela Davis aptly described the plight of African American women. She said, "Black women have had to develop a larger vision of our society, perhaps more than any other group. They've had to understand white men, white women, and black women, black men. They've had to understand themselves, but more importantly," she said, "when black women win victories, it is a boost for virtually every segment of society." I want to add to her quote by stating that we have had to conjure up the ability to navigate around all of these forces. But I also want to add a disclaimer by saying I and we, hopefully, are aware that it's been difficult for all women in society. But being black and a woman in America has been significantly challenging. But no one knows our pain or plight unless you have walked in our boots. And I use the analogy of boots because we are always in a battle for relevance and respect. We know how those wheels roll because we have had to go along for the ride. Even though we have always been in a posture of being a caretaker, we've had to take care of as mothers and sisters and aunts and grandparents and every other woman in the neighborhood. We have had to take care of everyone. We take care of our children, neighbors' children, the community, family, the church, and yes, to my brothers, African American men, and don't shoot me down. From being forced to caregivers to nursing white children during slavery to serving as the backbone during the civil rights era and sometimes on the front line. Black women have shown their unwavering strength and tenacity and perseverance. You may dispute that premise or even reject it, but we know if we are true to ourselves, our hands are constantly rocking the cradles of society. We've had to operate like an octopus with tentacles everywhere, constantly multitasking in order to give the strongest support to those within our reach. All women have made exceptional strides over the past 100 years. Women have rallied for their rights to vote, rights to work, and right to live independently. But in many of these conversations, however, African American women have been overlooked and undervalued. Repeatedly, we have had to reinvent ourselves over and over and over again to fit into someone else's profile or who they think we are or who they think we should be. But Maya Angelou said these words, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style." So I want to take a moment to speak on the power and the strength of black women have shown since their forced migration to the United States. Some women have shattered the glass ceiling. Many women have shattered the glass ceilings. But we as black women have strategically been the architect and engineers who have picked up the fragment of discarded glass and created their own edifices of incredible success. Ida B. Wells was a civil rights advocate, a journalist, an abolitionist, and feminist. After the mob murder of a friend and the friend's associate, Wells did the painstaking work of investigating not only her friend's lynching, but the lynching of other African American people across the South. Wells verified these stories and wrote about them, detailing the atrocities of lynching. And after a mob stormed her Tennessee newspaper office, she remained in New York out of fear for her life. It is individuals like Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, Fannie Lou Hamer, Rosa Parks, Shirley Chisholm, Barbara Johns, Dorothy Height, and countless others African-American women have laid the groundwork for many types of social justice and opened many doors of opportunity. Modern-day African-American women have continued to attain groundbreaking accomplishment in all areas of life. Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Serena Williams, Stacey Abrams, Mr. Copeland, Mae Jemison, Beyonce, Toni Morrison, and the list goes on of political leaders. And so as we reflect on this month, Women's History Month, I want to know women of all races, of all walks of life, have been amazing in trying to make a difference. But please let us also remember the African American women who are rarely thanked for their legendary work. And so today I say to each of you, here to strong women, may we know them, may we raise them, and may we be them. Thank you, Madam Speaker.